Hello and welcome to another episode of Chaos in London. We'll lay out our scene this night on a Sunday evening. The sun set an hour or two ago, and our last scene in a small little it was a community hall, sort of play for a room that would get rented out to different groups on different times and dates for various activities. And this particular one, owned by St. John's Ambulance, is being rented out for the evening by a spiritualist circle who are intending to perform well, among other things, what one might call a seance. They would call it a service. And certain interesting characters, I believe, are planning to attend to see what they're actually up to. So it's in it's in a more or less residential area of London. It's not in the heart of the city. Say more in the southeast of the city, if that's relevant. And do you want to describe yourselves as you arrive and what you're wearing?
As my character arrives, he is dressed pretty much as the picture shows.
Okay.
Minus the bizarrely popped up collar.
And plus the more impressive beard, I assume.
Oh, yes, he has the more impressive beard. That beard is not sufficient, though it is very angular.
Yeah. And just for reference, what sites do you have at the moment?
Oh, yeah, shit, that's usually supposed to be on here. Hold on.
I
had to rewrite the lower third. I apologize.
Okay, well, you can update that. Okay. And Maria, how are you arriving? You've probably just risen for the night, I would think, but you could have got here just about in time.
Yep. I'll post the picture on the side. Something like that. She'll have one of her retainers with her.
Okay.
Are
they human or ghouls?
It's a ghoul. It's I remember. Crap. What family was that? The more thuggish Giovanni family.
Okay.
Big guy. He's your investigator.
Okay, fine. Obvious. Yep. Okay. Okay, so you make your way. Obviously, you're not actually literally around the same time. We'll do a deed first, since he's got less issues about getting up in time. Okay, and so you get inside. There's a double front door which is open. There's a small a small room with a main double door into what looks like the main room and a side door. And there's an old lady at the front. Looks wrinkled. She's obviously takes care of herself. You guess somewhat middle class. Like what some people might call a lovely old dear, shall we say?
Actually, I'm going to add one more to that list there. Hold on.
Yep. Okay.
Take off this portion because I don't really need to list that. If that'll fit.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
That's 3, which means I'm taking a penalty.
Okay, just to check a rules point before we get any further. Spirit sight that you've got up, that's normally just the umbral spirits, isn't it?
I believe so, because I think there's some rules about it doesn't include things like the dreaming and stuff like that.
Yeah, all the shadow.
It can include ghosts if you are attuned to it, which Tiger has not given a full ruling on what that entails. So,
okay.
So arguably, my character can't see ghosts.
Yeah, or at least not casually by.
Well, I can see their prime. I can see their prime signatures, but they would be floating in midair.
Okay, right. Okay, I'll go with as I understand it works for now. Okay, right. Okay, so lovely old dear. Oh, it looks at you. Looks a bit. She looks like she's clearly confused by your attire, but it's far too polite to say anything.
And for his part, he's going to be very polite and bow and greeting.
Oh, have you come for the service?
Yes, I believe so.
Very good. She offers you a very wrinkled old hand. What's your name?
Adib.
I'm Martha. Do come on in. We'll be starting in a few minutes. Do help yourself to a seat. She hands you a small little book.
He looks over the book.
Okay, it's a book of hymns. Numbered.
It just kind of looks like she's handed him a cookbook in another language. I mean, he can read it, but he's just kind of like not throwing it away because polite.
Okay.
Each to their own.
Okay. You go on through. Okay.
Yeah.
You go to the main room, and there's So it's a so sized one big space. Look at it. I mean, there's a couple of doors at the back, which you're guessing are probably just like storage spaces. There's a series of like stackable chairs to be put out. Let's say, I mean, there's a central aisle which is clear, so there's like six chairs a row on each side, and there's 6 different rows. There's various people sat. It's maybe getting on full third to a half full of people. And there's a couple of tables up at the front with a few chairs behind them. And I'll carry on the rest of this. I'm assuming you're going to find a seatable chair somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll discover when we have our other arrival. So there's also various other people arriving gradually, and one of those is Maria and friend.
Maria and friend. Okay. She'll saunter on in.
Oh, hello, dear. Again, Father Block said you get the sense that she's a little unnerved by your presence.
That's a shame.
She's clearly not. Well, you obviously you're clearly human, aren't you? Because you're not on. You're because of your morality status.
Someone with the prime signature.
I'll just give us a tick. He's
No problem.
in the little front room at the moment, not the main room. So
That's fair.
Hello. Hello, miss. Are you here for the service?
I am. It's still going on?
Oh, just about to start.
Oh, good.
And you, laddie. It says to your colleague. Yes, that's right. And what's your names, dears?
Maria, and this is Michael.
Nice to meet you, Michael. Maria, do come on in, find a seat, hand you both a book.
Thank you. She'll kind of glide and not glide because she has a cane, but I guess limp in.
Okay. Okay. It's the room as I described. A lot of people here, there. If your characters are familiar with the class system, you'd say these are quite middle class people. A lot of them also quite middle aged and up, shall we say? A lot of older people. Some older people by themselves. Not all of them, but certainly a noticeable amount. Not that many younger people, and the ones there are probably seem to have come as a family. So there's a table off to the side where there's a music device, some sort of speakers, music player set up. And there's a couple of tables at the front with 3 chairs, and which there's again people sitting in. They're not wearing any particular vestments or robes. They don't look doesn't look like how you'd imagine a cult. They're all wearing, if anything, they're slightly dressed up, a bit like you might imagine someone wearing Sunday best for church. Okay, in terms of sites. Okay, the prime site. No one is particular. Okay, no one was paying until Maria and friend walked in. They clearly have, I believe, more prime than a normal human would. In terms of spirit sight, you don't see any spirits of note in the area. No wake spirits. In terms of aura sight, yes, Maria has a pale aura. Her friend doesn't. Everyone else in the room appears to have a normal aura, as far as we can tell. They're apart from one of the three at the front table. Actually, no, one of the three at the front table. The aura is, you're not quite sure. You're not entirely familiar with it. It's the bright aura of a living person, certainly. It's not the aura of a mage. It's I don't know. You're not quite sure.
I mean, I've seen sorcerers before.
You've seen sorcerers before. It's not the same as a sorcerer. I mean, that's probably the closest you've seen to it, but it's not the same. And actually, now you actually notice that, and now you look around again. Actually, there's a few other people in the room who've got that kind of quirk in the aura. Again, maybe it's some kind of like really weak sorcerer, might be one way to describe it, or some kind of.
If you're describing cult members, my character actually had those.
No, this is not. No, this is not from not being cult members.
Okay,
it's something else. Okay, Maria, do you have any special sites active?
No.
Okay. Okay. But these people with slightly quirky auras, they don't have any special quintessence beyond just being normal living humans. Okay. Maria, obviously this person, Adib, does stand out at you a little bit because he's the only person wearing fancy dress.
She will wave.
It's kind of absolutely distinctive.
Kind of a finger wave.
Adib just kind of tilts his head, that looks back at the General Assembly.
Okay. So, it's hour, and the service starts. A elderly gentleman rises to his feet at the front. Thank you all for coming. And let's start the service with an opening hymn. If you'll turn to number 47, and someone puts the music on. Okay, the hymn is. Okay, do you want to do intelligence and occult rolls? Look on the hymn book, or theology?
Can't we just turn to 47?
You can, but there's more information that you might gather.
Give me 1 second.
My character shouldn't have it, so.
Okay, I will in a moment. Difficulty?
You say 6 if you got theology, 7 if you use an occult.
Okay. Two successes.
Okay. Flicking through this hymn book generally, you'll go, hang on, there's a lot of these hymns here. Some of these are Christian hymns. Some of them, they tend to be more Protestant or more actually quite a few Methodist hymns, whereas Maria is probably more familiar with the Catholic hymns.
Yep.
So okay. So these seems to be more like a bit of a Methodist slant to it. But hang on, they've changed a few of the words. These aren't quite Christian hymns. In fact, there's a surprise. They talk about God and angels and stuff in the relevant places. There's a distinct lack of Jesus in this book.
Huh.
I mean, all the stuff about light and goodness and all the things you'd expect about a Christian hymn book, but definitely lack of Jesus.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, my browser's being funny. Okay, and people start singing. There's not The hymn, for example, appears to be called "Let There Be Light." Which I'll give you text for. You'll get the sense that they're not particularly great here at holding a tune. There's generally the people trying, but these people aren't particularly accomplished singers. Actually, there's a brief reference to Jesus, but you know how. That's definitely Jesus is underrepresented in this book. So, sings a hymn. The hymn is sung. Michael will follow your lead. Are you singing?
No.
Okay. Adib?
He's gonna kind of look at it and just be like, no. He looks awkward.
Okay, that's fine.
Keftanis don't do well with religion.
Actually, how many people are next to her besides Michael?
I mean, because it's not in any way full. There's not where he was sat. There's not one sat absolutely next to you, but there are people sat in the same row.
Okay, she will sing.
Okay. Okay, so him comes to a close, and man at the front rises again, and then invites the person next to him to rise, and they give a reading, and they're reading from a piece. It starts by reading from a piece of poetry, and then talks about the morality of it and how it's important to. Just think out what the thrust this is. Okay. And use that to go into a like an address. And they start talking about how our time in this world, my friends, is limited. For we will all of us sooner or later pass on into the next. When we reach there, our journey will go on, and we will continue to grow and develop. Therefore, it is only right and proper that we use the time that is given to us in this world to develop ourselves to the best of our abilities, so that we are in a better place when we reach the next world. Life is a journey which we come into so that we may learn and grow in an ongoing process of development. It is a journey that began before our birth, and it's a journey for all of us that will go on after our deaths. What makes this beautiful faith that we follow different to that of those who would have come before is ours. It's a faith of reason for a time of reason. That while other faiths will offer you their books and they will ask you to accept what they claim, we come together to offer clear, demonstrable proof of life hereafter. As I say, it is a religion of reason for an age of reason, where men have come to accept the truths of science, that knowledge can be gained by experimentation and insight, by developing an understanding of the world. It goes on in this kind of vein. I hope that's enough to give you some idea. I'll do a quick roll to see how this person's doing at presenting. They're presented with 3 successes, so their presentation is perfectly adequate, at least, if not better. Okay. Do either of you want to talk a bit about how your cats are feeling in response to this?
Bored.
Okay, fine.
Slightly amused.
Okay. Okay, so the address comes to a close. It goes on for about 15, 20 minutes. And that is all stand to sing hymn number 84.
And when we open the hymn book to hymn 84, it just says "Kill the trespassers." No, I'm just kidding.
I'll just see if I can find an appropriate hymn. Actually, this one is hey, that's the next one. This is actually quite a more famous hymn. You may have heard "Amazing Grace." Maria, which cat would? Oh no, that's fine. Actually, yeah, okay. Okay. Singing is not actually very good. They don't really hold a tune very well, but it goes on. Okay, so the hymn completes, and the chair rises to his feet again. Thank you, friends. Please be seated. And now we come to the main part of our service. Our guest medium for the evening is Arthur Thompson, who has travelled here tonight. Please give him your best wishes and cooperation. If he comes to you, please give clear and direct answers, or simply decline if you do not wish to work on this particular night. And thank you. Okay, he sits down. This slightly younger gentleman. He's still middle-aged, but younger than many people here. He rises to his feet again. He like them. He's dressed. He's dressed up a little bit. He's wearing like a slightly old-fashioned double-breasted suit and a tie. He clasps his hands together. Okay. What you see, Adib, you see there is a different flicker in his aura, and the flows of prime twist a bit as he's about to speak. Something's happening. It's pretty mild and subtle.
Does it involve spirit?
It does not involve umbral spirits.
No, if you have spirit one side active, you can still tell if someone is using the sphere of spirit. Also, just for having prime set up, you know what type of magic it would be.
Okay, he's not using magic in a conventional sense.
Is what he's doing something that affects the spiritual realms, though?
No.
That does not simply mean umbral.
No, he's not affecting the spiritual realms.
Okay, so he's not doing anything with the dead. Gotcha.
Okay. So he takes a moment. Okay, he comes to an old lady in the audience. I have a. Can you take a jack? She says, Yes, yes, I can. Yes, okay. Was it your someone close to you? Yes, yes. Someone who passed in the last few years? Yes, yes. He was it your husband? Yes, yes, that's right. He says he loves you very much, and he misses. He's showing me a cat. Yes, we have a cat. That's right. And this goes on in this exchange. And he, just some general goodwill messages and moves on to the next person. Okay. Do you both want to give me a monologue of what you're thinking?
Well, since the guy's clearly not doing anything with spirits that he can understand, he's just like, ugh, whatever this is, it's probably some sort of mental trickery.
Okay. I am going to. Okay, Maria.
Since she doesn't have that insight, she just kind of
Okay.
seems amused still and curious.
Yeah. Okay. You don't have like death sight or anything
Nope.
of that nature. No. Okay.
Nope.
Nah, vamps don't have that.
Well, there are rituals and things that Giovanni can have to get that. Okay. Okay, she just delivers a few messages to different people. And I'd like to come to the lady at the back in the black dress. Suggestion to you, Maria.
He said he wants to come to her, or she wants him to come to him.
I'd like to come, as in give you a message. I'd like to come to you.
He looks over to him. Certainly.
This is. I'm hearing. There's lots of. I'm not sure. I think I've got lots of spirits trying to talk to me. So noisy. Do you know why that would be? Have you lost a lot of people? Do you have are there a lot of people over on the other side that would know you?
I have a lot of deceased family.
Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe that's it. But no, they seem angry.
No idea.
Oh. Hang on, wait a minute. There's a message here. They're saying, stop it. Leave them alone.
Huh.
Does this make sense?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Still amused?
Maria? A little more curious now.
I'm sorry. Clearly, this is maybe I'm not getting the message right. Oh well, no matter. Thank you. God bless.
Yeah.
He goes back and delivers a couple of messages to other people who were. It just seems very personal stuff. He does seem probably right. I mean, he's given names, which often people seem able to take. Okay, this goes on for an hour or so. Adib doesn't get a message or doesn't get offered a message. And at the end, he sits down. He and takes he's drinking quite a lot of water. In fact, he was drinking water. He had a big jug of water. Was drinking a sip of water every time he finished with someone. Okay, and let's all stand and sing one last closing hymn number 124. I'll just get you the text for. Okay, so again, they complete a badly sung hymn, and thank you for coming, friends. During that hymn, there's a donation plate that goes round. Most people are putting small change in. So,
Nerp.
Okay. As in coins, yeah, clearly. Okay. Thank you for coming, friends. If those of you would like to stay, there is tea and coffee will be available, and I believe we may have some. Yes, yeah, really good. We'll have some. There'll be, for those of you who need, there'll be opportunity for healing after the service. Thank you. Okay, so people are breaking up, making small talk. Most people are. A couple of ladies are going to the kitchen and getting the kettle on and sorting out the teas and coffee and biscuits. There's the tea going for 20p with a biscuit. Anything you want to do?
She'll go around and mingle. She would have given like $2 or something like that for the.
Okay.
So let's go around and talk.
Okay. Anyone in particular?
No, just
okay.
In general feel for the people that are here.
Okay. Right. Sure. Do you want to make any role you want to argue is relevant, just to get a sense for the room? Charisma plus empathy would be good. Yeah.
I'll do that. 1 second. 4. What's the diff?
6. Anything? Was that one success? Okay. General sense that a lot of people here they generally seem to be quite nice middle class people. There's a lot of people who are quite. You're guessing at least quite a few have had bereavements. I mean, obviously quite old people here, so you just sort of expect that.
Okay.
Adib's probably actually going to leave, mostly because he just whatever these people are doing, it's so minor as to not really factor in.
Okay. You don't want to talk to the blatant undead person in the room.
He's already met her once, I think, at one previous scene.
I don't think so.
Eh.
You're getting
No, that's probably Holly's character I'm thinking of. Never mind.
Yeah.
Honestly, I got to get some sleep anyways, so
That's
probably
fine.
good time for me to bounce.
Okay.
Later, guys.
I see it. Okay. Do you want to call it a scene here?
What's really with you? I mean, they're not going to force anything on you. It depends if you want to do anything else here.
She'll go up to the head duder if he's still about.
What the chair or the medium?
The medium.
Okay, you can. He's still about. He's having had a cup of tea and sitting down. Oh, hi, this.
Hello. So I wondered if I could speak with you for a few minutes.
Please do.
Okay. She'll sit down across from him. Set her cane to the side. Where does Michael? Does he generally just stand around, or?
What's your standing orders for him?
Just keep a perimeter.
Okay, yeah, fine. He's making small talk with someone slightly off, but keeping an eye on you.
Okay. So, you deal with ghosts?
We try. I suppose we try not to use that term, but yes.
Can I ask when that started?
You mean me or the faith?
Well, you're.
I had an awakening in my 20s, and I was in a development circle for some years and developed this talent. I think my parents and some of my grandparents had it as well.
Hmm.
I mean, anyone can learn to be a medium. It's just a matter of, I mean, some people have a natural talent that makes it practical to develop.
Huh. I mean, I've seen the commercials on TV, Mistress Cleo and such things.
I'm not sure that's really part of our faith.
Well, tell me a little bit about the faith here.
So this is because we don't. There's probably not such a thing. I mean, you're Italian.
Yes.
Yeah, probably not such a thing. Anything. So spiritualism started about 150 years ago, with an event called the Fox sisters in America, and who discovered they could communicate with a spirit by it would make knocking sounds, and then seances sprung up across America and the United Kingdom here, and seance groups would seek to contact spirits. So we have church services here. We have some people who want to pursue it will meet more privately in development circles, and some may use equipment such as Ouija boards. I personally don't. Some will use other means of communication, such as table turning. We seem simply to assure people that there truly is life after death.
I remember reading on that. Didn't this just come out later and say that it was a hoax?
Well, you're familiar with it. Some were pressured to claim it was a hoax. Then some of them later retracted that and said, no, it was real. So you can imagine that young girls would be easily under a lot of pressure from various people. I believe one of them never admitted it was a hoax, but the others did. But what exactly happened then is not the point. Our faith does not rest on a single foundation. We have no single holy text. We have no founder. We can talk about the historical origins. I mean, there've always been people that speak, that can hear those who pass beyond. There there was a medium in the Bible, the Witch of Endor.
Yes. So you consider yourself a Christian?
That's an interesting question. There are people who consider themselves Christian spiritualists. I personally don't. I respect Jesus as an extremely enlightened human being, and quite possibly a very developed medium. But I don't believe he literally died for our sins. Or was the Son of God.
Okay. So when they speak to you?
Yes, because I've developed this talent. Well, I had a natural talent which I chose to develop further. I'm able to hear those who pass beyond.
And did you learn all this on your own, or did you have help?
Well, as I said, it's a thing that runs in my family, and I joined a development circle which let me develop it.
Okay. So your whole family, you said your whole family does this sort of thing?
My mother did, and her father did, at least.
Okay.
So, but as I said, I like to think that it's like composing a symphony. Anyone can try to do it. Anyone can get better at it if they practice. But some people have a natural talent for it that means they can go a lot further if they practice.
And would you say it's just the spirits of the deceased, or
Well,
something more akin to like the Native American spirits?
He looks like he puzzled for a moment on that. Spirit. I suppose there are some people who argue that even animals have spirits that pass on in the same way. I personally don't believe that. Yes, I'm aware lots of mediums develop a spirit guide who helps work as a conductor for messages, and some people do work with Native American spirits. Yes.
Okay. And then would you say that the deceased spirits are generally angry or happy, or?
About you? I'm sorry, it was confusing. There were a lot of voices shouting. They're very loud, and they claimed to be angry with you about something. They want you to stop something. Stop what you're doing.
I don't know what they would be wanting me to stop doing.
No, I'm afraid I don't have the answers for you.
Well, I guess I'll have to reevaluate a little bit, see if I can figure something out. Okay, well, thank you for your time. She will offer her hand.
Accept it. He seems surprised when he feels how cold it is.
All right. Yeah. Have a good night.
Okay.
She will get up and head for the door.
Is there anything else you want to do?
Once in the car, she will. Michael, I want you to look into his family and him.
Okay.
Okay, and then if he appears not to be of any sort of threat, I'm going to use him.
Okay. Let's do a bit of a scene cut and jump on then. Do you have any influence or contacts looking to his family? In particular, have you got his name? You could do a check basic internet and stuff without that.
Let's see here. Got resources for status, and then retainer and gen.
Let me. Okay, well, what sort of looking into do you want to do?
Just who his family is.
Yeah, but I mean, how do you do that? What records do you check in? I mean,
well, that's what Michael's for.
electoral roll because that's public. He's registered to vote. You have to be by law, and he's middle aged. You can find out date of birth with a little digging. He has some basic social media presence, like a personal Facebook page, like most people do.
Okay.
He's of the age where it's quite possible his parents are dead.
Okay.
Yeah, he's middle aged, so I don't know what other sources you're checking, or
Well, that's what she would. That's what he does for her. He's like her investigator stuff.
okay. But I mean, obviously he can't. Well, he hasn't. He's got skills potentially, but he hasn't got influence and things as such.
Right.
Let me think. Okay, I find out he has a day job. He works as a we say he works as a school teacher.
Okay. What she'll do is she'll have him follow him for a while. Not be seen. Just get a feel for his patterns, what he does, if there's any dirt he can dig on him from watching, that kind of stuff.
Okay. Okay. Do you want to do a roll? Well, I'll do a roll then, because unless you've got stats, have you got a stat line for him?
No.
Oh, fine. Okay. Well, but you said he's investigated. Is that his thing?
Yeah, big thug investigator guy.
So I'll give him a 7 dice pool, and what's actually he's not full PC. We'll do 6 dice. Sudden death. He gets 3 successes. So let's see. The guy is married, has a wife. She appears to be a teacher at a different school. In fact, actually, now digging. Yes, she also appears involved in the religion. They say they both work full time, and obviously teachers do quite long hours. He has some. He goes to the cinema now and again. He has some other hobbies. You're not finding anything particularly scandalous or unusual.
Okay.
Okay, so that takes a few days of your man doing things. Okay. What else do you want to do?
I think that's it for now.
Okay.
Gotta think. All right. I think that.
Okay.
Yep.
Right. Well, we'll leave it there then. Thank you, Plaza Plan. Thank you for watching another episode of Chaos in London.